What's good, everybody? It's your boy Kev. Welcome back to the channel. I want to first say thank you to all those who are watching the podcast, um, to all those who subscribe to the channel, getting us up to 151 last time I checked. I might be wrong. 152, maybe. I don't know. Shout outs to you guys. We are in the works of doing some more stuff. I got some editing to do for other videos, but they will be done. I want to go back to where this channel originally started, and it started with recording comic books because I had gotten into comic books 10 years ago. 10 years ago exactly. 10 years ago exactly. I don't know about the date, but this month of March, which we're marking March 2026, I started reading comic books in March of 2016. And about summertime-ish of me reading comic books, I watched great YouTubers, to the late great Benny from Comic Historian, to Rob from Comics Explained, to Sal and his crew from Comic Pop, Cape Joel. I can't remember the other YouTuber, but I know it's a woman. And Nerd Sync, shout outs to him. And then I not recently, but like I want to say about 2 years ago, got into with Blurred Cave, or Blurred. So what I saw from those guys was they did the weekly pool, and they would talk about the comic books that came out that week. They have already read the comic books. I'm assuming that they did this on like the video was up, probably even live, by Thursday or Friday of that week, because they would have got the comic books on Wednesday, which newer comic books come out every Wednesday. And although I not copied them, because obviously I can't copy what those guys do, I decided to do Kev's weekly pool. Somebody who was fresh getting into comic books. And so there was a comic book store that I still go to today, Comics Explained. I'm sorry, he doesn't have a store. Comic Collection. That's where I went. That's where I still go to get my comic books. And I would go weekly, and I would go to the store, and I would show the comic books that was on the rack that was coming out for that week. And then I would show the comic books that I was pulling off that rack to read. And then hopefully by the following week, I would have read those comic books, and we're putting in the bag and board to then storage in the comic book box. And then we start the cycle over again. That took a slight hiatus because I felt like it wasn't getting enough views, and so I wasn't consistent with it. And around the time I wasn't able to get to the comic book store, because I had gotten another job that was even farther away. I'm already far from the comic book store, but I was working crazy hours, SEPTA-like hours, or if you're in Philadelphia, SEPTA-like hours, or wherever your transit like hours. And so I was tired, couldn't get up there weekly, and so that kind of fell off to the wayside. But I was able to go and get, or I was able to do unboxing, and you guys really liked the unboxing. That kind of took a hiatus, not that much, but it did, because I couldn't, at the time, I was able to constantly buy stuff, but then it was kind of like, all right, upon request. And then my YouTube in general just took a hiatus off of that. making sure that my family was good, paying bills and working and just being slightly tired and not being able to have the time to do it. And seeing other YouTubers that had, I guess, started around the same time I did or a little bit after I did, and see where they are now, with subscribers in the thousands and millions. And congratulations to those guys. Um, uh, but I wasn't able to keep up with it, and it 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 kind of saddened me, especially because my cat, especially because I liked doing this. I liked to get on the camera and just talk to you guys a little comfortable. You know what I mean? I was comfortable by doing that, and it kind of sucked that I wasn't able to keep up with it. And I had an idea at the time that my friends that I was geeking out with, nerding out with, we would talk about comics, movies, TV shows, and I was like, oh man, that'd be great. Once a week, anime as well. Once a week, we'll sit at a round table and we'll talk and discuss about those things. Um, didn't happen, and I was like, well, I need to post more videos because I know if you post more, you'll be consistent more, you'll get the viewers, you'll get all the subscribers and all that. And it didn't. Life happened because life be life and I am single. So, what happened next was I was talking to, as you guys see on the channel, Chris. We we started a podcast together, and because we were nerding out, we were geeking out, we had the same work schedule, and I think the first we covered the I think the 20-year anniversary of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith, and we both were talking. That's how we became friends, because we were talking about. I was reading comic books. I never stopped reading comic books. I just couldn't get on YouTube and talk about it. And we started talking about. I was reading a Star Wars comic book, and he said, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" I said, "Yeah, I love Star Wars." And we went back and forth, and then that led into talking about movies and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what? I have a YouTube channel. Everything that we're discussing now, we can record that if you're cool with it. And he said, "You got YouTube?" I said, "Yeah, I got YouTube." And uh, May of last year, 25, we started talking about the movies that came out, and then it blossomed to what it was. We had some amazing people on the show, and still do. We have Greg, we had Ty, and whenever he couldn't find the time to come back, Ty can be, we'll be back on the show, and then we added a new co-host with Will, and I believe we're doing good. So, but I wanted to get back to the basics, and this is crazy that it's 8 minutes and whatever seconds for the introduction to this video. But I just wanted to, I guess, give you guys somewhat of an update. I kind of updated some little bit of stuff. You see, I got a green screen right there. I got a microphone stand and all that jazz. A little bit more of an upgrade. I can't wait to get back into Kev's weekly pool, and I would always just rant. And I think I know what I want to do, because although these great YouTubers are talking about the comic books that are coming out, DC, Marvel, some of the indie stuff, they're not really talking about some of the comics I think should get some recognition. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that they don't read it or they don't care, and I get it. If viewers as such as yourself aren't reading these comics or don't look for these comics, then they don't talk about these comics. I was watching Blurred. I don't know his real name, and if you see this, Blurred, you inspired me to want to get back into Kev's weekly pool. So thank you, sir. Um, but he talks to creators that do independent comics and where you can find these independent comics at, and how you can support those writers and artists and whatnot. So other YouTubers do that too, so I'm not taking away from that. But he inspired me to get back into it, and I was like, well, he has the viewers, but he had to start from somewhere to get the viewers. And if he's able to talk about other comics that nobody's talking about, hey, look, go on YouTube. I've posted a couple of videos on here where I did unboxings of certain things. Matter of fact, there was like a wireless keyboard that I got for my phone, and I was like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And there's no videos for it. There are videos of them talking around it, but some of us are visual learners. I think it's safe to say I'm a visual learner. I'm not afraid to say that. So I was like, well, how do you do it? And I recorded a short, or I recorded the whole video and then I made it a short. And I was like, well, look, if you're having a problem with this particular iPhone and with this particular wireless keypad, here's what you need to do. You need to go boom, 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 and bam. There you go. Visually see it. So now hopefully if somebody ever purchased that particular wireless keyboard for their Samsung or their iPhone or whatever, well, let's say iPhone because that's what I got and that's what I did it for, they can go on YouTube and they can search it up and then bam, there it is. So I thought to myself, well, what if there's a comic that I'm reading that I'm on YouTube and I don't hear anybody talking about it like that? Why not do that? And there are some comic books that I am reading and I'm like, these comics are amazing, but the top YouTubers aren't talking about them. And there's nothing against them for not doing that. They have other stuff that they have to do. They have other comic books that they have to talk about because they know that if we're talking about Spider-Man, we will get the views. If we're talking about Superman, we will get the views. If we're talking about Batman, we will get the views. If we're talking about Captain America, we'll get the views. Wolverine, the main guys, in the comic books, if they're in the movie screen or on the TV show, bam, Wonder Man is out now. Let's talk about Wonder Man. Let's follow the field. And there's nothing wrong to ride that wave, but why not talk about comics that aren't getting that recognition? Because who knows, maybe one day you're on YouTube and you go to a comic book store and you see let's say Space Ghost. You see that and you're like, Space Ghost, what is this about? Well, all right, I bought the comic book, I read it. Wow, this comic book is amazing. Let's see who thinks the same thing on YouTube. And it's me. I think the same thing. This comic book is amazing. I think the artwork style is good. I think the storyline of where it's going is good. I can't wait for the next arc, if there is an arc. Why not? So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So I don't have any comic books to put in the bag and board, but here you go. These are the comic books that came out for this week. So yeah, this week amazing comics came out. Action Comics. If you guys have been reading any of the DC comics recently, I am very fond of the Absolute series, and what's coming out shortly is the Absolute Catwoman and the Absolute Arrow. I am behind, and I am sad to say that I am behind on majority of my comics, but I'm catching up to them nice and slow. I'm picking and choosing the comics that I read, and the ones that really catch my eye are the independent comics, or not the mainstream. And I guess mainstream would be Marvel and DC, and I'm really digging the non-mainstream so far. Mad Cane has put out some good comic books that I've been liking to read, and I forgot which one Space Ghost is in. I always say Ghost Rider. I guess I'm so used to saying Ghost Rider. more than Space Ghost. But Space Ghost was definitely something I watched when I was a kid, and I wasn't supposed to be watching it, so I watched them just a little bit. Always fascinated me that this guy was just like that and he was in space, and they call him Space Ghost, and I'm like, well, that's clearly a man. He's not a space ghost. I don't even see how that happens. And before anybody is like,
well, you know, that man is supposed to be a superhero.
duh, I know. I was just saying he's a man and he's not a ghost. So why does that name correlate with him? Anyway, this week's comics, I wouldn't say are light, but they aren't as strong as much. I don't know. Like there's a new comic that came out, which is the Planet of the Apes versus the Fantastic Four. You'll see it come up eventually. That's a number one. I'm anticipating to see exactly what goes on in there. The last Planet of the Apes crossover that I've read was with the Green Lanterns. That story was amazing. I think I tried to cover it one time, and it sadly didn't get the views, but we will try. Stay consistent, I guess. What else is out? Dungeons and Dragons, as you can see here. I was wondering if it has anything to do with Stranger Things. And this is the end of 2099. So, the Spider-Man 2099 and where Miguel O'Hara is from, is coming to an end. And I think that was issue 2 or 3, maybe even 4. I don't know. I'm recording this as it's playing along. And I was like, well, if this is the end, should I buy it? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Should I go ahead and buy the comic or this series? I think there will be people talking about it, although I think there might not be people talking about it. And if there aren't going to be anybody talking about it, I might as well talk about it, that'd be a nice little thing that goes on. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below if I should get the end 2099. Harley Quinn is reaching 200 or issue 200, and I don't know if she's been out long enough to or if she hasn't been out long enough to reach that. Like, how many issues of there is there? How many issues of her is out there? Is it 200 or is it more than that? Now, she has features, obviously, but how long has she been out there? Invincible is something I couldn't get into, the TV show. I watched a couple of episodes. This is the number 1 issue. I picked it up, so I can't wait to read that. Skull Island. If you guys haven't seen Skull Island, this series, I forgot what it's on. It's either Hulu or Netflix. It's one of those two. Definitely check it out. And that looks like it was the second issue. It was the second issue. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. I'm pretty sure it will have something to do with the TV show, but I haven't seen it in such a good minute that I don't know how long, or when the next one is coming out. So I don't, maybe there's some comics that will, like continue the series, and then so you have to watch it in order to, get what's going on. So you watch the series, you read the comic book, and then you get into the next series or season. And so I really want to give this, as you can see, this Planet of the Apes versus the Fantastic Four. I really want to give it a shot, and I know I will. The Quiet Place was definitely an issue. I took the last original issue of The Quiet Place. I'm so psyched. I can't wait to see what it's about. And Marvel 1776, not really my thing. It might be a thing for everybody, but I don't know if I want to read it. But let me know what if anything that you've seen on here so far. Is this something that you want to see? And then let me know what you guys are reading off the rack. Have you been to your local comic book store and seen what's on the rack, or and picked it up? What comics are you avoiding? What comics are you not avoiding? Yeah, see, as you can see, Space Ghost. These cover art are amazing, especially this last one right here. This one looks dope. It's definitely something to put in a showcase and hang it up on the wall. Um, for those who are children, um, if you have any kids, Sonic, as you saw there are many comic book stores that gear towards the children, and they have a nice selection of kid comics. We are in March of 2026, so May 1st. I'm going to be consistent with this. So May 1st, or the first Saturday of May, I should say, not May 1st. The first Saturday of May is Free Comic Book Day. If you didn't know that, now you know. Um, so that first Saturday of May, you and the kids get in the car, go to your nearest comic book store. Just put in your maps or Google Maps, whichever one you use, and type in comic book store near me. And I'm pretty sure you probably live within a good radius of comic book stores. Go ahead over there the first Saturday of May. Go get you some free comic books. Now, are all the comic books free? No. There are a selected few of comic books that are free. Some will be for kids. Others will be some Marvel, some DC, what they got going on that they want to hook you in and come and see. And then some will be the independent comics, such as like Dark Horse, Mad King, Boom, I said Dark Horse already. Whatever the independent comic is for that time period, definitely go there and check it out. I know you'll get a kick out of it. Yeah. So it's been a while since I did this, you guys. Recorded the comic books that's on the rack and then showing you what I got off the rack. This looks amazing. It's in red, black and red, to show all the goreness of it all. Because Logan is not for the weak. Logan is mature and for mature. And although it's just two colors, it's bad. Not bad, but it's gore and all that. It paints a certain picture for those who like it. X-Men is my thing. But I've only been reading Storm. I haven't gotten to this. This is I guess a new story arc, X-Men United. I know I didn't pull it this week. So I'll definitely have to. I guess I'll wait until like next week, and I guess pull it off the back issue rack. Yeah, let me show you what I got. All right, so I got the Absolute Batman, and then the Absolute Green Lantern. This is actually pretty good as well. And then I got the Imperial Aquaman. Don't sleep on Aquaman. And if y'all sleeping on him, stop sleeping. Gotcha Man. This is a nice arc I've been reading. And as you see, Space Ghost. This was previously picked out for me. They got our Ninja Turtles. And then I had to go back and, like I said, get the Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four. And then, like I said, I picked up Invincible. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed this week's comics that are coming out. I'm actually recording this the night before because me and Dave, we were talking. He said, hey, look, you can film, but please don't post until day of. And I respect Dave. Dave, if you're seeing this, I respect you. So I'm not going to do anything that will jeopardize what you got going on. So those were the comics that came out this week. They're great comics. Hopefully it inspires you to go to your local comic book store and check it out. If you're in the Philadelphia area, please go to Comic Collection out in Feasterville. That's on Bustleton Pike. That's 83 Feasterville, or 83 Bustleton Pike, Feasterville. go out there, say hi to Dave, tell him Kev sent you if you're in the Philadelphia area and you so happen to watch this. I appreciate it. And I know Dave will appreciate it. Yeah. And then, matter of fact, it's been 10 years I've been going to that comic book store. So next week, or hopefully in the future, the short future, I will sit down and have an interview with Dave of the comic collection, the owner. Great gems coming from that guy. Hilarious. To put in perspective, I live in the city, and where his store is located is not in the city. I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. So not close. I'd rather leave my general area to shoot up to his store. And that's not putting anything on other comic book stores that are close to me. There's about two that's, I guess you can say, that's real close. Center City and Villanova, near Villanova College. And then, but I'd rather just go to his store. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Look out for more videos. I just did something with the girls. We did we did a whole video and I cut into 2 pieces. So look out for that one. It should already be posted before this one is out. So check that out. Check out the rest of the channel. Stay in tune. We got a lot to go on with the podcast, and there are great movies coming out. So we'll be right back into talking about those certain movies and just nerding out and geeking out, being who we are. That's because that's what we like to do. I did that. All right. Anyway, I've been Kev. You've been you. Let's stay in tune.